So this is part 3 of your 8.3 notes, graphing ax squared plus bx plus c. I totally forgot about example number 5. Modeling a group of friends is launching water balloons. The function f of t negative 16t squared plus 80t plus 5 represents the height in feet of the first water balloon t seconds after it was launched. The height of the second water balloon t seconds after its launch is shown in the graph. So here's the graph, and you're comparing it to this equation. And just a quick side note, remember, this is a really important equation that you're going to use a lot in math and science for the next few years. That negative 16 represents gravity, falling at negative 16 feet per second. 80 represents the initial velocity. So it was thrown at 80 feet per second. And 5 represents the initial height. So the person was probably launching it at 5 feet tall, or they were 5 feet tall. Okay? So the second balloon, I can't really tell how tall the person was. Don't know the initial velocity, but you can see that its maximum height is somewhere around here, maybe somewhere about 3. And it looks like, or it happens at 3 seconds, I'm sorry. So it looks like the maximum occurs at about 3 seconds, and that height appears to be, let's see, if this is going up by 25s, 25, 50, 75, 100, 125. So it's a little bit more than 125 feet, so maybe 130 feet, but I'll say more than 125. And then what I did is I graphed the other equation on Desmos. You could do negative v over 2a, negative 80 over 2 times negative 16. When you have questions like this on the ACT, you won't have Desmos, so you need to be able to figure it out without. And you get 2.5, so in about 2.5 seconds, our graph reaches its maximum height, which is about 105 feet. So it's asking you which water balloon went higher. Well, obviously, it's the second water balloon because its maximum height was 125 feet. Now I'm going to go on to another question that's not in your notes. I don't think. I can't remember if I put that in there or not. Which water balloon is in the air longer? So that means how long does it take before it hits the ground? So water balloon number 1 hits the ground at about 5 seconds. Water balloon number 2, coming back up to our graph, this is 5, this is 6. So this one appears to be more than 5.5 seconds. So about 5.5 seconds. So which one's in the air longer? Well, it would be the second balloon, because it doesn't hit the ground until about 5.5 seconds. And then another question that you could ask is, which balloon reaches its maximum height faster? So going back up to our graphs, comparing the vertex, remember we said the second balloon reached its maximum height just before 3 seconds, or almost at 3 seconds. So maybe could have been 2.75, but this one hits it exactly 2.5 seconds. So balloon number 1 reaches its maximum height at 2.5 seconds. Balloon number 2 almost 3 seconds. So which one gets to its maximum height faster? Well, that would be balloon number 1, because it reaches it in 2.5 seconds.